Ain't you tired of looking ratchet? Well, go download the Etsy app and shop Queer Maya Beauty. We have all type of stuff up in there. We got 25 millimeter lashes. We got the lip glosses. And we got the lipsticks and many more. So shop Queer Maya Beauty and get beautified by the queen. Period. Welcome back. Thank you for listening to Listen Up Podcast by Queen Ramaya. This is episode 2, season 2 of Listen Up Podcast. My name is Queen Ramaya. I am a public figure here in North Carolina. I am a podcaster, musical artist, entrepreneur, and many more. On this episode today, I will discuss financial literacy, financial freedom, entrepreneurship versus 9 to 5, and as well as leaving a legacy for generational wealth. You know, as little kids, when we growing up in school, and adults, especially teachers, ask us, "What you want to be when you grow up?" And we have to give them a specific answer to all of the basic careers that we all know, such as I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a scientist, or I want to be a basketball player, football player, I want to be a ballerina, I want to be this, I want to be that, you know, the simple things in careers. But the thing that I noticed, that we were not taught financial literacy in schools. Because, you want to know why? Because we were so conditioned into becoming employees later on when we graduate from high school, or you have to go straight on to college, straight on to the workforce, or straight on to the military. And for me personally, in my opinion, it's all a business. Everything's a business. Everything that they do, they make money off of you. Such as now, many college students that graduates or even have a chance to graduate, even if they don't even graduate, they just drop out and they still have to pay off their student debt, their student loans. That's going to be their, so-called fate. Their fate in their lifetime. They still have to pay that stuff back until it's paid off. I remember me in kindergarten, we had to do a career project. We had to make a poster board of what we want to be when we grow up. And me being different that I am, I said I want to be a NASCAR driver. So I did the project of me changing the tires of a car. I drew a whole car and the person, which is me, in a NASCAR outfit with my helmet on, just changing the tires. And I believe I have an A or a B on that. But the thing is, that's how I knew I was different then, because I always did stuff out of the ordinary. Everybody else want to be doctors, ballerinas, football players, and such like that. But I just want to be a NASCAR driver because I loved cars. I still do, but not as extreme that I was. And look at me now. I ended up, after graduating from high school, I went straight to a trade school, which is beauty college. It was a beauty school where I majored in cosmetology and maintained my cosmetology license from passing my state board exams, the practical and the theory exams that you have to pass in order to get a cosmetology license. And with any license, it's esthetician license, any kind of license that you get within the beauty industry. I was very passionate about beauty. But to be honest, when I was in beauty school and we had to figure out whether they'll force you like, hey, you gotta go straight into a salon. You either gonna go on commission, you either gonna do booth and rent, or you on your own. and you have to pay taxes at the end of the year or quarterly. I ain't know none of that. I ain't know nothing about that. But I was just sitting in the class just like, damn, do I have to really just go straight into a salon? This is what I really came in here for? Because I really didn't want to go into college, really. I just want to go straight into the workforce. I just want to make some money. I ain't thinking about no college. I already knew that I ain't want to pay no damn student debt in the long run. But, things happen. And I'm glad that I went into that trade school, because it's something that I can fall back on in the long run. That is something that everybody else we're not informed as to. You need to have an ABC plan. I was taught you have to have an ABC plan. No matter what you're doing in life, you have to have a plan and stick with that plan. And if that doesn't work out, then you always have something else to fall back on. But fast forward, I graduated, did all of my state board exams, passed them with flying colors, maintained my license, and after I graduated from there and passed all my exams, I took a few months of a break, and after that, I went into beauty retail. I went to a retail store, which I'm still in right now. And I have no shame in that, because I'm still making money. And I am working at a store that deals with beauty products and weaves and hair and color, bleaching, makeup, stuff like that. I've stick with something that I've majored in, that I'm passionate about, and that I love. But then I was there for like 6 or 7 months, and then there was a salon in the back there that I was interested in at the time, and I've asked a lot of questions as much as possible. And then I've put in my 2-week notice, and I transferred from there and just went to there at the salon, because hey, I've been in a salon, I've done something that, to be honest, I thought the grass was greener on the other side. But, as they say, you live to learn. And I've learned that I had to stop jumping the gun and running away from my problems, and just running away from stuff that eventually, that I know that wasn't for me. I knew from the jump when I was in class at the beauty school that working in a salon was not for me. I hated, I didn't hate it, but doing hair was not my thing. I was mostly into the makeup and cosmetics, and I currently do sell my own lip glosses and eyelashes on my store at Etsy. Inside Etsy, I have an Etsy store. That's the only thing I can afford, that I can pay a monthly subscription from Etsy, to where I could pay my little few dollars here and there every month to have my listing still active on the Etsy store. So, I've worked in a salon for 7 months as well. Something funny about working in 7 months, but anyways, then later on, everything was just going downhill from there. At first, I liked it because I was able to do what I wanted to do. And I was able to, do something that hey, this is what I went to school. Like, I didn't waste my license or anything. I felt like, oh, if I go to the salon, I feel like my time was wasted. You know what I'm saying? I won't feel like my time was wasted going to beauty school and getting my license. So I have to work in the salon because, like, well, what else? What are you doing? So I took that leap and I worked in the salon for 7 months. And then in the middle and ending of it, things just got crazy. Things just got unprofessional. The environment was toxic. I know when I have posted pictures and videos of my clients, I really wasn't happy because I wasn't able to go to my full potential. I felt like my light was dimmed down. I felt controlled. I was controlled. I had to make up my mind that I no longer want to be controlled. I want to get away from this toxic environment. I have to move on from it. And it wasn't really my thing. And I wasn't really getting any makeup clients either. Just doing makeup on each other with my coworkers and I don't get paid for it? No, I'm not wasting my products anymore. And then on top of that, I was on commission. So once you're on commission, you have to do every style in there. Look, it was a natural school. It was a natural salon, as well as, so and so. So I had to learn the natural style, such as braiding, doing cornrows, how to do crochet, how to do soft locks, and such like that, which really wasn't really my cup of tea. But I had to come out of my comfort zone, and I was willing to be versatile with it. So I did that. And I still, it just still wasn't, it wasn't satisfying. But fast forward, I've realized now what I've learned my lesson, that everything you think green is on the other side is really not green on the other side. I have to start running away from my problems. I have to how can I put this? I have to set boundaries with myself and others to keep from being belittled, to keep from being treated any kind of way, and to make my light even bigger when my light is getting dimmed down. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped, being my true self because I want to satisfy and people please. And that wasn't the route to go. So I left. Things were just going left. My mental health was declining severely. I wasn't really getting paid like that, really. I know it was part of it was my fault because I really wasn't applying myself. But at the same time, there were other things that were just unprofessional, which I'm not going to go into that. I was tired of bringing those. The amount of money that was on those checks, you would literally slit your wrist. But now I am at a state where I am content. My mental health has flourished since then. I've took those few months and those breaks to really find the sole purpose of who I really am. What is my true purpose? I had to find God. I had to find my true self again. I had to find happiness within me and peace within myself. I know I went through this whole 10-minute patience of, my situation of my careers, but that's a part of the episode of finding your true purpose and finding your soul, of financial literacy and entrepreneurship and 9-to-5 BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't condemn anybody who work 9-to-5s at all, because I work a 9-to-5. Well, me working as a 9-to-5. So I mean, I knew like being a whole entrepreneurship all in one was not for me. I can do it, but I was in the wrong environment. I was in the wrong place. But I know I have the ability to recreate that. And at the same time, like me personally, I also work a 9-to-5 and also sell cosmetics. I also do a podcast that you're hearing right now. I have found multiple streams of income, passive income, profitable income. That's what I want to teach you today. Profitable income, passive income, all types of income that you can make. You can even be sleeping in your bed and make money right there. But the thing is, you can make the money, but don't let the money make you. My advice is, like, if you're working a 9-to-5 now, learn how to invest in yourself. Invest in your future. For instance, many people do not know or was really educated into investing in retirement accounts such as IRAs, 401ks. Now, the 401ks are usually from their employers. Now, the IRAs, which is the traditional IRAs and the Roth IRAs, you can create those from your own banks. And usually you have to invest up to $6,500 each year. You contribute to that much each year. It is also a tax advantage. And also, you are setting yourself up to be financially free during your retirement time. When it's time for you, like, hey, F this, I'm done working. I want to just sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of my life while I'm here on this earth. And you're setting yourself up, for the positive and beneficial things. Also, me as an individual, I know I'm not a mother yet, or a parent, or a guardian of any way, shape, or form, but I advise for people who are becoming parents or in parenthood, start to invest into your child. Start to open an account for your child for their future as well. So once they're here on this earth, or already here on this earth, they'll already be prepared in the long run, such as for school, college, if they want to buy their own car later on, or they want to buy their own houses or rent their own apartments. The essential things during their youth. That'll be something fantastic for them in their life. And the reason why I'm saying this is because within our community, that has not been told or taught or even educated within us to start investing into something that'll last you a lifetime in a beneficial way. Also, for another example, with life insurance, it is good to have life insurance. But me personally, at the same time, I'm kind of skeptical with it. Because I know me. I'll do it the getaway. As soon as I make some money, I'll hide some in the shoebox real quick. Or either just save some in a whole separate account where, nobody else will really know except for you, or unless you trust somebody else that you would say, hey, my stuff is up under the bed or it's under, such and such, and they'll be like, oh, okay. Just to set them up later on, once you're gone and deceased, they will have something that can pay off the funeral costs and their urns and, their grave sites and such like that. And, able to separate with their children. But I know most families don't even do that. They don't even do that with their children. But there's a whole nother episode. But fast forward. Building credit. Having a credit score. Now I've asked someone who already have a credit score, what is the purpose? What is the point of having a credit score? And they told me, well, the sole purpose of having a credit score is once you are ready to own a home or, have a car or such like that, your credit score will help you. Your credit score will build up your eligibility to own that house or either own that car quicker. You know what I'm saying? Because once you build credit, the people who will be able to see your credit score, they'll ask you for your credit score and they'll see your, credit score and be like, well, she's a reliable person. She's responsible. She's able to pay her dues on time and not be BSing on paying her stuff on time. So we're going to put you on a higher list of your eligibility of owning that house or such like that. Because we trust you to be paying your monthly mortgages and such like that on time. So that was what I was, was told from their knowledge. So, just for that, that'll be perfect. I want to give that knowledge to all of you who's listening, because I don't want my community to be in the dark about anything. And that is my sole purpose of creating this podcast, because I want everybody who's listening to be educated on certain things, do some research. And if you have that creativity or that itch that, hey, I want to write a book. Look, go ahead, write that book. We have so many resources nowadays online where you can just create your own book right in there and publish it like that. It'll be on Amazon, Kindle Fire, all of those platforms where everybody else will be listening or reading your paperback book, audiobooks, Audible, such like that. You'll still be making passive income from that. Or if you want to start your own podcast and get paid from, listener support, subscriptions, ads, and such like that, that's also perfect. If you want to make certain beauty products such as skincare, beauty, lip glosses, lashes, and you want to sell those, that's also passive income And let's see, anything else? Any more examples? I mean, anything that you are passionate about, that you want to do, make sure you have a background story as to why you're doing those things. Because some people just do it for the money, and they wonder why they end up not making as much money, and they wonder why their mental health is declining, because they're not being authentic as to why they're doing those things. So that was all I wanted to say today. I know it was almost 30 minutes. That's what I perceive my podcast to be. They exceeded limit. It's 30 minutes each episode. But I ain't like that, really. I just wanted to talk. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to listen. But, I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to click on my episode or click on my podcast. Just listen and marinate each and every word that I say. I mean, just take heed to it. You'll gain so much knowledge from a person like me. Because most of that stuff you see on social media, it's really killing your brain cells. And that's a whole other episode I want to talk about the next time. But once again, thank you all for listening to my episode of financial literacy and entrepreneurship and financial freedom. I hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are located. Y'all have a blessed time, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.